Hi, welcome to the BookEnds YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm still alone. The world is in isolation, or at least many of us are, and while I'm working at the office, everybody else at BookEnds is working at home. The one thing we thought we could do to help a little bit is continue our videos and maybe even put up a few extras. I know that in this uncertain time, people are looking for a distraction, but also hopefully a little some learning. Especially when you're struggling writing. So today I wanted to take a peek inside an agent's query inbox. How do we read queries? Come along with me and let's go see. So BookEnds uses Query Manager. I know every agent does things differently, although thankfully I don't think anybody is still doing snail mail. Some agents accept queries only via email. Some accept them via their specific and personal email inboxes. Other agencies have one email address for the entire agency. BookEnds uses Query Manager, which we started probably 2 years ago and has been an absolute lifesaver. Query Manager is a database created by the same people who do Query Tracker. And if you are not familiar with querytracker.com, you absolutely should be. It's an invaluable resource for authors when it comes to tracking your queries, the agents you're querying to, and reading feedback that other authors have on agents and agencies. Query Manager feeds into Query Tracker, which is great. It means that if we should change or update the queries we are looking for, the type of queries, it automatically feeds into Query Tracker, so what we're looking for is constantly being updated over there, which is useful for you. So, when I first log into Query Manager, I come to my dashboard page. Here on the dashboard, as you can see, I'm able to see how many queries are still unread, how many queries I may have opened, glanced at, but not yet answered. Those are my undecided queries, as well as how many submissions I have in there. Submissions are material that I've requested from a query. On this page, I also get notifications. I get messages from authors, sometimes a simple thank you, sometimes something harassing, sometimes just an update as to maybe why it hasn't been submitted yet or why there's a delay. I also get messages here for offers. When you query through Query Manager, you can easily notify us if you get an offer of representation or publication elsewhere. And if you want us to participate and also potentially offer, those come through in there, those offer notifications. Also, withdrawals. If you decide to withdraw your query for any reason, that would come through in those notifications. There's a number of reasons an author might decide to withdraw a query. All of them tend to be personal. Sometimes they accept an offer of representation without giving us a chance to what I call play or make an offer myself. Those times are always upsetting, but at the end of the day, if you found somebody you really want to work with, then it would make sense to withdraw a query. Sometimes a query is withdrawn because an author has made the decision to do revisions on it. Sometimes it's been withdrawn because an author just has determined that maybe they don't want to be traditionally published or maybe don't want to finish the book. Whatever it is, it's fine. It's an easy way to notify the agent that they shouldn't bother reading the material any longer because it's no longer available. Once we leave the dashboard, we click the button on the top and we go into our queries. Here you can see on our queries, on the left-hand side, is a list of all the queries. Now I'm using screenshots here to protect, obviously, the privacy of those querying. So you can see those are blacked out, but that gives us a look at all of the queries we have in our inbox. I like to go through, I rarely read queries in order, I'll be honest. I kind of skim through. If I'm looking for a thriller, I might read those first. I tag mine. There's different ways we can tag them. So if a query really grabbed my interest, could be because of the subject matter, could be because of the idea, it could be because of the author's previous publication experience, I will tag that accordingly. Those tend to be the ones I read first. in terms of queries, and then also requested material down the line. So once I pick the query, open it up, you'll see this is what opens up in the query. And you'll see that this gives me the query itself, which really is just a cut and paste of the same email query you're sending to all the other agents. There's a tag for author. This will give me your author information. If you have a picture in there, a picture will be included. Your email address, your snail mail address, your phone number. Please make sure you have your phone number in there because I love to make a phone call when I get to offer representation, as well as social media, a website, and anything else that's important. Let me tell you, if you have it, it's important, especially for nonfiction where platform plays such a role in the author's viability in the market. Files, if your material is requested, this is the tab where the files will go to. Messages, should you send me any messages, they'll end up here. These are not offers of notification messages. They might be things like, sorry for the delay in sending. It's not really necessary. Send it when it's ready. You don't need to notify us that there is a delay. Comments. Sometimes I will make comments on the query so that going back later, if you should query me again, I can see in the comments maybe things I said like the plotting was great, but the characters didn't come alive, or sometimes I will have my interns take a look at things and they will leave comments in there for me to review when I go back to read it myself. And repeats. Repeats tells me how many times you have queried BookEnds. Not just me, but anybody at BookEnds. I don't really put a lot of weight into that, but it does give me insight how active you are, how many other agents, and I can look and see, has every other agent seen this exact same query? Have you queried the same book a year ago or 2 years ago? That can be a red flag for me if it doesn't look like you've changed. You've written a new book. The very top on the right are my sort of decision makers. These are my auto replies, and most agents use auto reply. It's a matter of really just time management. You can see the thumbs up if I request the requests material from this query. The same would hold true of the submission. There wouldn't be a request button, but there would be a decline button, which is the no. Maybe. Everybody will use that differently. I tend to use that maybe if I want to go back to a query and read sample material, or if I've been reading the submission itself and want to think about it further. There's the offer button. The offer button does not send a notice out to the author, but it notifies me and shows in there that I've offered representation. At that point, we take it offline and we go speak with you, usually through email and then a phone call. The other thing that's interesting is on the very top, right above sort of the no button, there's an arrow. The arrow is the forward button. Not all queries that I think might be viable for somebody else at BookEnds get forwarded. However, every once in a while, I'll make the decision to forward something. Maybe I get something that's better for another agent at BookEnds, and I feel very strongly that there is a real possibility here. In that case, I'll forward it. If you've gotten a rejection from another agent than the one you originally queried, obviously you'll know it's been forwarded. If you've gotten a rejection from the agent you originally queried at BookEnds, then you would know it has not been forwarded, and you are then welcome to query another agent at BookEnds if you choose. So that's how I read queries. One thing for those who haven't queried BookEnds before is when you do, you'll receive an email like this one. And obviously you can see that I created a fake query to query myself with. But in this email, this is something you should save in a file somewhere, mark queries or whatever you do. This allows you to keep tabs on your query. Check your query status. You can push that button. You should get a notification, obviously, if material's been requested or rejected. But if you haven't heard anything for a while and you're wondering, you can click check your query status and find out where it stands, which is so nice for you because you don't have that stress of, do I follow up? Is it too early? It's too late. You can just check there. You can also, when you click check your query status, you can go in there and notify the agent if you've received an offer or if you decide to withdraw. So this really makes it easy for you to feel in control of the query process. So that's what it looks like inside my query manager, which I love for so many reasons. You can see how easy it is, how efficient it is, and how it really tracks everything for years, which is wonderful for us. So I hope that you're going to query us. You can query any agent at BookEnds by going to our website at bookendsliterary.com. And if you like this video, hit the like button and definitely subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos we have. Hopefully soon we'll have one of James and me together again. Until then, stay well, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.